You are how many months out since your injury?
Almost 5.
Yeah, my wife was just here, and we were talking about how we went to see your game. We set it up. We're going to go see Aaron play. He's going to be playing the Cowboys in Dallas. Let's go. We got all pumped up. And
4 plays later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is it now?
It feels good. It feels good. I can do everything except sprint at a top speed. So the cool thing is I really attacked the rehab the first few months and kind of wanted to go as hard as I could for 2 months to see where I was at. And also see where the team was at, because my goal was to come back. Nobody has come back really quick from that injury. Most of the time when it happens, especially during season, there's no need to push a rehab. Because it happened the first week of the season, I said, let's push this as hard as I can and see if I can come back in December at some point. So I kind of in my mind had circled Christmas Eve, which would have been 14 weeks post surgery. And yeah, I worked really, really hard. I had a great surgeon who did, a newer process where they kind of anchor the sutures through the tendon back into your heel. So it allows you to get on your feet quicker. I did a lot of, other things to speed up the rehab. I did hyperbaric chamber, work with Brigham at Ways to Well, who I know you're very good friends with, and saw him on the podcast here, and he's amazing. I did some stem cells, did full-time rehab up to 8 hours a day with an incredible spot in LA and also at home doing extra stuff. My diet was rock solid. A lot of bone broth to increase the collagen levels, to increase healing. And so I felt really, really good. I made it back on the practice field at 11 weeks. The way the NFL works with the IR, you can have a 3-week window before they got to make a decision. So they designate you to return. You have 3 weeks before you get activated. So I was hoping we'd win those 3 games. I could come back. Now I couldn't sprint and still can't at top speed, but I felt like there's been times in my career where I played in a small circle and could have been able to be effective. That didn't happen. And so they activated me to the roster. I just got to practice, but I didn't get to play. But I feel good. I had a lot of things working against me, my age being the biggest one. But I learned a lot more about health, which I'm sure people will love to hear about.
Yeah. If you follow like a Ways to Well protocol, you can pretty radically speed up recovery for injuries. And what's interesting is that there's stuff that you can do that you didn't do because it's not allowed, which is, very admirable on your part, but I would have fucking done it. I would have done everything. Let's go. I would have gone the full Conor McGregor route. But when you do, how do they determine whether or not you are fully healed? Do they do an MRI and check the tissue? And
yeah, we were doing the ultrasounds actually for a while just to see what type of blood flow we were getting to the area. We didn't actually do another MRI. If I had been activated with the intent to play, I think just for safety for everybody, we probably would have done another MRI just to see the structural integrity of the tendon. But really, it was about how I felt, and I was able to do all the quarterback stuff, move in the pocket, throw, step into my foot. I could actually, jog to slightly faster than a jog to move and throw. All things I kind of showed in practice the last few weeks of the season.
What happens over that if you speed it up a little? Do you just feel pain? Do you feel like...
I don't have the explosion. I don't have the ability to kind of get up on my toe. The biggest hurdle was just single leg calf strength, like being able to, from a standing position, shift my weight onto the single leg and do a heel raise. That's how you're ready to run, because you run on your athletes play on their toes, so I need to be able to do that. Now I could get around that by subtle movements in the pocket, but there was multiple times throughout my career where I had lower leg injuries in 14 and 18 especially, where I was able to play in a small circle. In 14, I ripped my calf up pretty bad and was able to kind of play in the shotgun and the pistol for a stretch of time and be effective. In 18, I banged my knee up on the second drive of the game, tore my MCL, had a fracture on the lateral side, and was able to play for a while, mostly in the shotgun until that healed up. But So I knew I could do it. I wanted to show I could play under center, which I did in practice, but we just were out of it, so I didn't come back.
Well, it seems like it's the smartest move at your age to make sure it's 100%. Like I've seen a lot of athletes come back, particularly from ACL injuries with fighters. They come back too soon and it pops again.
Yeah, I totally agree with that on many levels. But then there's the competitor part where I see that window closing, and there's not many guys who've played as long as I have. There's a few. Obviously, Tom did it for a long time, but there's kind of an age where Father Time is winning, and I know that I'm on the last couple holes of my career, so I didn't want to miss an entire season.
Are you 36 now?
I'm 40.
40.
Thank you, though.
You look 36. What is like the old? Is Tom the oldest that people have played?
I think Tom was 45 his last year. There were some kickers that played about as long. Yeah, 45.
45 is crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Because if you hear about a fighter that's 45, you're like,
you hear about a fighter in their late 30s, it's kind of like,
except in the juicy days. The juicy days of the UFC, there were some guys that they competed really well.
Well, there's still some guys that
30s.
are late 30s.
Yoel Romero is the best
that's what I was
example
just going
of
to
that.
say. I mean,
but he's the freak of all freaks.
Dude.